Welcome to Whittlesea. It's home of some of the worst bushfires here in Victoria. The good news is though, today we've got somewhat of a celebration. In fact, we're patting people on the back for the great work they've done throughout Telstra to get the network restored and get communities back online again. As I mentioned, not only in Whittlesea but places across Victoria. So today we're going to have a chat to some of the people who have put together the network and restored the services. Hey, it's cold, it's wet, it's even raining, but in Victoria where we've had some of the worst bushfires, it's fantastic.
Telstra put in place a 3x3x3 plan. What that is 3 days, 3 weeks and 3 months. When these sort of disasters happen, the most important thing people want to do is to be able to communicate. So in the first 3 days, the first of our threes, our objective was to get all our networks operational and hand out mobile phones to those customers who need them so that they could communicate. We handed out about 15 to 1700 mobile phones to our customers in those first 3 days.
During the bushfires, what exactly were you doing during the last, 3 or 4 weeks that you've been up here?
Our job was construction, and we did anything from fixing like melted cables and things like that, and to make sure that the customers got service.
Handing out handsets to people who'd lost everything, and making sure that they'd signed up for the relief package.
Fixing the cable, jointing them. We had machines down here digging the cable up where it was burnt, and then we just come along and join it.
I'm one of the technicians up the mountain trying to identify what's wrong and what's not and try and fix it.
My role really is just to support the people on the ground that were looking after customers.
Providing a radio network to those emergency service customers.
My role was basically to coordinate all of Telstra's activities about the bushfire recovery.
The second part of the plan is the first 3 weeks. And in those first 3 weeks, the objective is to provide everyone who wants it a PSTN service or getting their broadband services reconnected. We've just completed that 3-week plan today. So as of today, anyone who wanted a service reconnected in the fire-affected areas has that either by a temporary or permanent means.
The one thing I did notice, and what Phil touched on then, was seeing all the Telstra Big Pond vans all out and about, like little ants, just getting out there, working ants and fixing up these communities and helping these communities. And the one thing that you really do take for granted is the communication that you have in these sorts of situations. I don't even think when I come out here and I'm up on the top of this mountain, this fire-ravaged place, and I've got all bars reception on my phone, and I can talk to my wife and let her know what it's like out here. She was sort of curious to... Because it's hard. I live in Melbourne, I live in the city, and it's hard to fathom. I'm part of the news team, and I remember coming in on Black Saturday and seeing all the execs in and everyone was frantically working. I thought, wow, this is big. Something big is happening.
What's the one thing you're going to always remember about the effort here with not just yourself but all your teammates as well?
Just the whole Telstra, help teamwork and everything like that. So, and the people, the appreciations of the customers.
The thing that sticks in my mind is the fantastic response of all our people in these circumstances. Their commitment. They've worked around the clock. They've worked 7 days a week.
You'll never forget it. It's the sight. You just can't explain it to people how bad the fire was. It can go to St Andrews, stop, and then go back up the hill at 100 miles an hour. You just can't fathom it.
One thing we didn't have to do was ask anyone to do anything. They were all just there, willing to help. Travelled, hundreds of kilometres, slept rough overnight, and it was just incredible that they just wanted to help people, and they did such a great job.
The biggest thing I found on the first day I was here, I was confronted with all these people hugging and crying, and oh my God, it's so good to see you, was the only comment I heard that first day.
The third part of the 3x3x3 plan is 3 months, and that's about rebuilding our network assets and bringing our network back to 100% of what it was before the fires.
And Bob, I understand you've done this more than once.
Unfortunately, yes. I did it in the Canberra fires and now again the Victoria fires. The Canberra fires was a terrible situation, but I've never seen anything as horrific and so far-reaching as the Victorian fire. So yes, I was involved in Telstra's response in Canberra and now in Victoria.
So it's just amazing the job that everybody's done. So Phil and I sit on the executive team of Telstra. Sol, every GMD, every executive in the organisation, every person in the organisation just wants to look each of you in the eyes and say thank you so much. You haven't only done Telstra proud, you've done yourselves proud as individuals. You've done Victoria and Australia very, very proud.